Hi everyone, CMattDye here. Thanks for stopping by and checking out the video. Hopefully you're having an awesome day. And today I want to go over the markets, talk about what I'm seeing, what I'm looking at going forward here. And I'm going to be traveling next week, so I probably won't be able to put out a trading video on YouTube. So let's get on with it. You guys know that I've been trading the markets for a long time. I trade just about every market. The only market I have never traded is bonds. I've traded futures, foreign exchange. I've day traded, swing traded, done stocks and crypto. So now I am putting my efforts into a fun project here on Cardano to benefit people. And this is what these videos are. They're supposed to be helpful. Let me collect my thoughts. Also, maybe help others, with a few ideas and a different way to look at the markets. So I like to start out with the total market cap. And that's what I'm starting out with now. And you can see that once it did break 1 trillion, and I point that out as it is very arbitrary, but that's what a lot of people look at. They look at that 1 trillion number and it means something to them. Does it mean anything to me? No, but that's why I'm pointing it out. So it lost here big time. It took it back, lost it again, got it back barely, and then dropped it again. Now price is very sideways and ugly. It can do a couple different things. I'm thinking it comes down and supports right in this region and then pushes up again. What do we see if it doesn't do that? Well, it's probably going to break this level, the 764 billion. It's probably going to break that and then just start running lower. And that would be a sign that things are going to drop. Let's go into Bitcoin. And I'm going to show the overall picture, and then I'm going to drop down a little bit to a lower time frame. So right now, if I can get everything in here. So I was looking at this as a 1, 2, 3, and a 4. It could be this is a 5 and this is a 1 coming down. I mean, this is a 2 coming down. So this is a finished of a 1, an Elliott wave. 1 begets a 2, begets a large 3 wave. I think that this has a lot more to go. So I know a lot of people are trying to say this could be the bottom. I get a little leery of people that just call bottoms all the time. Those people were calling bottoms over here. They were calling a bottom over here. Now they're calling a bottom over here. It's suspect. But, they say a broken clock is right twice a day. These are analog clocks. They're, broken clocks right twice a day. So if you call a bottom continuously, you're going to be right at some point. What I'm thinking, this could be a temporary bottom. I told a friend the other day, he asked me, is the bottom here? I told him maybe a temporary bottom. And he's like, what do you mean? It's either the bottom or it's not. And I was like, well, it's not then. Because that's how I feel. I think there's easily 6 to 13 months left of this bear market. And I know some people, like the president of the U.S. says there's no recession. For somebody their platform to create inflation and then say that they're going to combat inflation, it's very oxymoronic. And that's how politics works. And that's how government is. They've had a very weak monetary policy, a very creative monetary policy, and I'm using creative loosely and not creative in a good way, but a very creative monetary policy. And a lot of countries have had that over the past few decades, and we're going to pay for it now. And by we, I mean like everybody in the world. But anyway, let's get on with the charts. Too much fundamental analysis. Let's get on with the charts. So I'm looking at this, an Elliott wave, a WXYXZ. It's just a very corrective combination pattern, which I use the word corrective because that's what we're in. We're in a corrective pattern. So looking at this, what would I see? So let's say if this is a temporary bottom, what am I looking at? Well, if this is a temporary bottom, eventually I'm going to look for price to move up into this range here, possibly a little higher. And then it's probably going to take 3 to 4 months to do that. And then it's going to get smacked down again. And then that is going to be our bottom. That's what I'm thinking. That's my primary outlook. Now, any person who trades and is good usually keeps multiple scenarios on the table, so that way they know how to trade. That's what I do. I keep multiple scenarios on the table, so that way if price does something different, I'm already prepared. You know, it's like an old school Boy Scout. You always be prepared. There's probably other things that had that motto, but that's the one I'm familiar with, so that's what I'm using. But anyway, that's what I'm thinking, if it is. Now I'm going to dig a little deeper. Let's go to an hourly chart, because that's what I like: the daily, the hourly, and then getting even more granular. That's what I like to do. I know some people they use strange things like maybe a 3-day or a 4-day or a 2-day, and then they use like a 200-minute rather than a 2-hour. You know, it is what it is, you know. Don't overcomplicate things. I already drew these lines over here because I wanted to look at price. I have this white line here because over 19,280, and we'll call it 19,281, that's fine. Over that and something else is happening, and we're probably, let's say this holds over these lows and it were to take this out, then something else is happening and we're in that temporary move to the upside. That's kind of that's why I had this line here. Now I haven't made any trades because I did travel during Thanksgiving, and then I just haven't made any trades since then. And I probably won't make any until 2023, just because I'm going to be traveling again in a few days. And if I put one on today or tomorrow, then I'll have a trade. And if not, it probably won't be till next year. And that's fine. You know, some people think you have to be in the market all the time, and that's ridiculous. You know, I was talking to some people earlier today about leverage trading. You know, somebody said leverage trading was gambling. You know, and I answered them. I'm like, well, it depends on the person trading. It really does, because sometimes leverage trading is fine. Sometimes leverage trading is pure gambling. Sometimes not leverage trading at all. Just regular trading is pure gambling. It really depends on who is doing it. You know, do they have a plan? Do they have a method? Do they have all these things in place, or are they purely placing a trade? You know, a trade, the way I was taught, a trade is like a coin flip. You know, if you flip a coin, and if you get heads, you get $5. If you get tails, you have to pay $5. That's a coin flip, and that's a 50-50 thing. You know, the law of large numbers will bring you out close to 50-50. Let's say you flip a coin 1,000 times, most likely you'll break even or be very, very close to break even. Trading is a lot different. It's not a 50-50 thing. Some people will tell you that. You know, run from them. But, you know, I don't want to get off on too much of a tangent here, but I think it's good information. So if you guys do enjoy me talking about a little bit more than just going over charts, let me know in the comment section below, and I will start to do that. That's what I want to do with my NFT project, is just educate everybody. But, you know, there's so much education to go around. So let me know if you do enjoy stuff like that. But anyway, let's get back to the charts. Okay. So, you know, price did buy up here, and it came down, and I was looking at this as a buy point, but when I got to my charts, it was a little bit too late. I'd never said anything in the Discord about it. Never said anything. So it is what it is. But when I got to my charts, it was a little late. It had already hit and it started to bounce. So, you know, whatever. And it did come up. And now it's kind of floating around. It did have this move up, but it got this pretty large rejection. So what am I looking for here? Okay. It's a good question. Thanks for asking. So you got this big rejection. What am I looking for? Well, I need a partner leg now, right? So this is this first move from here to here. This is the second move from here to here. And what do we see? Well, this line pretty much equals the same as this line over here at 18,139. You know, it did go past it a little bit. It didn't quite get up here, which if it was going to be strong, it should have taken this out and then this out. So, you know, it's telling me it's not strong. And if we do have that rally, you know, I'm not looking for anything strong to begin that rally. That rally is going to be started with corrective structures because it's going to be a corrective move. At least that's what I'm thinking. So this should get a partner leg. So it should come up a little bit and then come down a little. And that's what I would be really looking for. And I would be looking for something like this. So I'd be looking for something like this. So 16,580 would kind of be my line in the sand. If it took that level out, I would be a little suspect of this entire move. And, you know, it would be very suspect. That 16,924 is going to be a level to kind of keep an eye on. 16,900 could be a level, and then that, like I said, that 16,580 would be the line in the sand for me. If price broke it to the downside, I would be a little suspect of it. But I think it does make perfect sense to come up a little and then come down a little, and that's what I want to see. And is that going to happen by tomorrow? I don't know. So I probably won't be making a trade until next year. You know, it is what it is because I'll be traveling. Maybe after Christmas here, which is on the 25th. After that, I might place a trade. So it might be not be next year, but you know, if I don't get into this one, it probably will be, because if I'm traveling, I'm not going to be looking to get into a trade because I'm going to be in family mode. So, but that's really what I'm looking for right now with Bitcoin. I know that was a little long-winded, and if you enjoy that, let me know. If not, let me know, and we can go back to the old style. Let me go back out here to the daily, and let's check out Ethereum. So Ethereum definitely looks suspect. Ethereum was looking over here when it started being bought up. So this was October 13th right here. If we go to Bitcoin, where was October 13th? October 13th was over here. And you can see Bitcoin bought up and then sold off dramatically. And then Ethereum bought up, sold off a little bit, but it didn't take this low out over here. And it did hold, and now it's trying to push up, but it's very choppy and ugly form of pushing up. However, this move down isn't really that strong. So what I would look for is, you know, if it can come up a little bit, then that would be something to look for. And that 14,490, 14,050, we'll call it 14,050. If price gets above that, like let's say it holds this low here at 1224 and does not get below it, and it just pushes up, that would be strong. That would be a strong move. But that would probably be pushing Bitcoin up on that next move. Forgot I was on the daily chart to get that move back down that we saw on the hourly. So Ethereum just looks ugly, but it does look like it is looking for a bottom, a temporary one. If we go to the overall chart, you know, we have this move here, and this looks like an ABC, but this looks like an A forming a B, which will get a C. That's what I'm thinking. Is this going to be the start of it? I don't know. It looks very ugly. Very, very ugly. It's about as homely as you could get. Let me get down to an hourly and look at it. And a lot of times I do these off the cuff. I look at these charts and just kind of go over it and just give my thoughts as I'm looking. You know, if you guys enjoy that, or if you would like me to look at them prior and get a lot of information beforehand, so I won't be as long-winded, you know, let me know that as well in the comment section. I would appreciate that. So here we are, right? Price, zoom out a little. Okay. Price moved up here and moved down, and now it's trying to move a little bit higher. So all of this could be a, you know, a corrective structure. You know, this looks like an A. Maybe this is an a B, and then a little. Well, this would be like a W, an X, and a Y. So we could call it like that, because there's no way you could call from here to here a 5-wave move. So if this is a W, X, and a Y, which I would think that maybe this finds support and pushes up one more time. So as Bitcoin is pushing up in that B wave on the hourly, this would be pushing up in that finalization to the Y wave. And then after that, both of them can retreat a little bit. And Ethereum is going to be right here. 1150 to 1220 is going to be that support. That's what I would call. Since we're on the hourly, if I go to Bitcoin here, that B wave would be a move up here above between 18,130, somewhere up there, and then, you know, it would come back down. That would be exactly what Ethereum is doing. Ethereum would be pushing up, and Ethereum could make a new high while Bitcoin doesn't. That's what I would be looking for, but that doesn't have to play out like that. But it would have to come down and find that actual support. So that's what I would look for. Ethereum's kind of just all over the place right now, which is normal. Like all of crypto is kind of all over the place. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. Let's go to Cardano, because Cardano has been kind of interesting. And you can see that it's kind of just there. We drew these classical TA on the chart last time I reviewed it, just to see what was actually happening. And you can see this is really hovering around this bottom, and it really is looking like it wants to break out. Now, is it really going to, is really the question. That 32-cent level I was really paying attention to. It did break it, and it can't get above. So if it does break 29.8 cents, if it breaks that, then it can fall a little bit. However, if it holds, it can start to push. That 32-cent level is going to be important, 32, 33 cents. But that 35-cent level is going to also be important. If it's going to go higher, it needs to take out all of those levels. 32, 33, 35 cents. If not, then it can continue to be choppy and ugly here. And because it's hovering at the low, you know, if it breaks, it can fall a little bit. And, you know, that 22-cent level is going to be the next level. You know, is it going to be possible to go to 13 cents? I never thought that in my life. I never thought that on the way down. You know, I was like, you know, that 32-cent level is going to be important. 25 cents, maybe if it breaks that 25. So that 22, 25-cent level, I would watch very closely if it breaks 30 cents decisively. What's a decisive break? It needs some daily closes below that number. That would be a decisive break. If it breaks below it on a daily, but it goes right back above, you know, that's not a decisive break. But it's still suspect until it's not. Not suspect would be taking out 32 cents. then 33 cents, and then 35 cents. That's what I'm looking at. I don't really have any Elliott wave to put on this chart just because it's a little bit ugly. You could look at it a few different ways, but it does look to me like it's getting near a bottom. And since Bitcoin and Ethereum, I'm thinking are going to be temporary bottoms. ADA is the exact same. I'm thinking it's going to be a temporary bottom. And the next, if it does move up and then come down again, is it going to break that low? That I'm unsure about. You know, kind of have to wait and see. But those are my thoughts on Cardano. I'm looking at it in a very technical analysis fashion. You know, I don't just do Elliott wave. I combine a bunch of things with Elliott wave, and that's how I get my analysis. I don't just throw up a chart and throw up Elliott wave. You know, the going joke is if you give one chart to 10 different Elliotticians, how many answers do you get? Well, you get 10 answers, because Elliott wave is a very subjective art. Now, of course, it has been codified to an extent, and it is objective to an extent. But if you look at a chart long enough, you can make it say whatever you want it to say. And that is why not that many people are good at trading. Not that many people can consistently pull money out of the market. But anyway, let's get to Matic now. So Matic, I do like Matic. I'm looking at this as a ABC pattern. And then this is obviously a corrective pattern down. This is a corrective pattern up. And it moved down. I thought that was going to be the end of the corrective pattern, and then start to have a move off the lows. Now, if this does hold over 81 cents here and move up to a new high, ideally it holds over 87 cents, moves up to a new high, you could argue that this could be the start of something, you know, but it's debatable. And that is why I don't just rely on Elliott wave. But anyway, I was looking at this box down here. Whenever we were coming down, I was looking at this box, 58.6 cents to 68.9 cents. And that's what I was looking for. So if this does come up and then come back down, it may not take out this low, or it might take out this low. So I am just waiting on the sidelines for Polygon right now, waiting to see what it is going to do. And then from there, you know, I would look for a trade. Next, let's go to Solana. So Solana, you guys know that it's my favorite market, you know, sarcastically speaking, because it's my least favorite. You can see this big drop right here. This was all, you know, obviously news related, FTX related, and Solana is having difficulty. It did not break $10, however. So I did want to point that out. You know, I talked about for a long time, if it breaks $22, it's going to break $10. It did not break 10. That's very interesting. And, you know, it just goes to show, you know, you got to take a chart for what it is. You know, predictions are predictions. Take the chart for what it is, and you trade what's on it, not what you feel. However, it did break 22. It did have a huge fall. You know, that's apparent. Now it's kind of moving around sideways. And it does look like we could see an upward move from Solana. So let's see. Let me drop down to the hourly because it kind of looks interesting. Let's go the other way and check out these charts. I enjoy how these charts are intuitive, but sometimes they take a while to set up. So right here, It came down to 1095, 1090, whatever. This move up was pretty nice. And then you had basically, I would say, an A, a B, and a C here, or a W, X, and a Y, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And now, we're getting this move up. What happens over here? Does it come back down? And that might set up in a long right in there. Does it keep going up? That's what I'm going to watch right now. Is this the best trade setup? Not really. I'm just looking at it. It's something of interest to talk about. I would really keep an eye 1337, 1360, somewhere in there. If it does come back down, maybe it supports in that region right there. If it does not support there and it breaks, it can come back down here. And 1226 would kind of be my line in the sand. You could say $12, but the more risk you take, the more reward you have to make in trading. So that 1292 to 1226 region, if it breaks 1330, that's what I would be looking for. So that is Solana. Let's go back out here to the daily and then go to Binance. Binance is looking terrible. It's looking terrible. This move up was decent, but then you had this move that followed it, and then it cratered back down. Binance, I don't want a part of it right now. I don't want to trade it. I don't want to do anything with it. However, if it is going to support, it should stay over 1229. That would be my line in the sand. If it breaks 1229, then it can take out lows. So that would be my line in the sand. If I was looking to try to get long, which I'm not, just want to reiterate that I'm not looking to get into Binance, and I probably won't try to make a trade on Binance or I 100% won't make a trade on Binance until 2023. So, it just is what it is. It's not looking very good, and there's better opportunities out there. No reason to trade Binance. Now let's go to XRP. XRP is, pretty much a meme coin right now. XRP is in a lawsuit, as everybody knows, and the lawsuit is important because if they win, all of crypto wins. If they lose, then there's a black eye on crypto. Now, I think XRP has a very good chance at winning. And I believe that, they're in court so that someone else can take their place. What they were supposed to do, someone else is going to step up and take their place. Now, the $1 million question is, who is it going to be? But that's what I feel. I feel that that's why they're in litigation, so someone else can come up and take their spot. And we'll have to wait and see what that turns into. XRP looks ugly here. It does look very ugly. I know some people, XRP bulls, they just always want something good to happen. A lot of people were calling this move here to go over $1. I was totally against that, if you see my videos. And it has come down. It hasn't quite gotten under 30 cents, but we'll see what happens, because this move here is pretty ugly. But even though it is ugly, it can still go up if everything else starts to move. So, XRP above 35 cents, I would say, maybe 34.95. Above that level, it could find support, which would move price higher. Now, I would say 34.5 cents. Below that, there's a chance it can move under 30 cents. But that would be kind of my line in the sand if I was looking to get long. That would be it. Anywhere below, I would not want to be in. And I'm not trying to make a trade on this one either. I won't be long until minimum 2023. So that is my analysis on all of those. Hopefully that you did enjoy. If you have something different, let me know. I'll open up a conversation. Hit me up on Twitter. Throw something in the comment section down below, and we can have a conversation. Intellectual conversations I love. Those are fun. I don't get into the conversations where, I'm like, I'm right, you're wrong. That's ridiculous, because really we're all here to try to make money. That's why we're in crypto to begin with. So, why not help each other out? So with that, have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for watching the video. I really appreciate you. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you around the crypto markets. Take care.